Okay, JMMJ Productions. Today we have a 1998 Suzuki Swift, and it has a pretty severe oil leak, and as of right now the charging system isn't working. 1.3 liter. If I had to guess, it's probably the crank seal that's bad, and what's happening is it's leaked enough oil to soak the alternator belt, well, the only belt, and the alternator just won't charge because the belt is slipping on it. And you can smell it burning as it's running and hear it trying to grab, but the belt, like I said, is soaked in oil. So first off, we're gonna degrease it and change that belt and just make sure that the alternator is charging, and then we're gonna try and identify where the leak is coming from and get that fixed. There we go. Okay, so I got that partially degreased. Gave the car a little bit of a wash since I was already there. Removed the air box and intake, and now you can see the belt and the alternator, and as I touch them you can feel just how soaked with oil they are. I mean, no way that alternator can grab the way it needs to. You can see the oil just caked here on the timing mark indicator. So definitely the leak is down there somewhere, and we would take that belt off and see. I may have to refer to a manual. I don't know if that I don't know if they call it a harmonic balancer, but that needs to come off to get to the crank seal. I'm fairly certain anyways, and if that's the case, it doesn't look like there's enough room to get it out. So just let's change that belt out first of all. Okay, so I wanted to show you the state of this belt just from being soaked with oil for so long. It's just barely hanging on compared to the new one. I'm surprised this was even doing anything at all. Might have been turning the water pump, that's about it. So to get that alternator to loosen up, I basically just stuck a big cheater bar in there up against the right here, and it moved out of the way, no problem. So we'll reverse the process. I'm going to try and clean up those pulleys a little bit, get the oil off, and just reinstall that belt. Alright, the foaming engine degreaser do its work there. About 15 minutes. I did pre-spray it and try and get the big chunks off first, you know, but it's going to be really hard to find the leak if everything's filthy with oil. I mean, where's it coming from, right? So this should help. Okay, new alternator belt's on there, fairly tight. Most of the grease out of there. I'm going to put the intake system back together and give it a start and see if I'm getting any signal from that alternator. Okay, I'm going to call that a success. As you can see with my tester here, we're getting 14 volts out of the alternator now, whereas before it wasn't doing anything. Got everything back together, everything's a shade lighter. So I'll probably call this part one of the Suzuki Swift. And if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. In part 2, we're going to jack it up, get underneath it, and see if we can't find that oil leak. Alright, thanks for watching.